Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Saturday, April 24th, at 3:26 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 660 headlines from 106 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. Navalny's Novichok poisoning was Putin sending the world a message, experts say. Why is Chinese leader Xi Jinping so afraid of Hong Kong and Jimmy Lai? Hotels are pulling out of Biden's $87 million contract to house migrants amid political pushback, report says. China names Mars rover for traditional fire god. Dispute over Russian pipeline tests Biden's Europe outreach. Chinese official in Xinjiang slams UK genocide declaration. Good Samaritan stabbed to death trying to stop attack by angry customer at Berwyn Grocer. Air Force One subcontractor laying off 223 after losing job. Wildfire fighting plane is shut down as fire season begins. Miami police deputy chief and a commander are dismissed amid investigation, police say. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. iPhone 12 in purple hands-on, should you buy it or wait for iPhone 13, CNET. SpaceX capsule with 4 NASA astronauts aboard docks with International Space Station, CNN. Portland police killed a homeless man, now the city faces tough questions, The Guardian. Orlando Brown the final piece of Chiefs' rebuilt offensive line, NBC Sports. Anthony Fauci delivers short, sharp shutdown of GOP senators' vaccine doubt bluster, HuffPost. Kardashians won't campaign for Caitlyn Jenner's run for governor, TMZ. ASEAN leaders meet Myanmar coup leader amid killings, Washington Post. Hope fades for Indonesia's missing submarine as U.S. assists search, CNN. Bill Maher mocks Caitlyn Jenner's California governor bid, taking the sack out of Sacramento, Fox News. Macron vows France will never give in to Islamist terrorism after deadly knife attack, Fox News. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. Japan declares state of emergency to curb COVID-19 rise, 3 months before Olympics. Oprah Winfrey reveals what surprised her in interview with Meghan, Harry. Fauci delivers short, sharp shutdown of GOP senators' vaccine doubt bluster. Ex-Trump aide reveals inside story of his wild disinfectant press conference. Rachel Maddow cannot believe even Lysol had to set the world straight on Donald Trump. Queens man who threatened lawmakers wanted Trump to be like Hitler, prosecutors. Watch Consumer Reports trick a Tesla into driving without a driver. 7 North Carolina deputies on leave after police shoot and kill black man. After dodge on America First racism, Marjorie Taylor Greene to star in America First rally. Senator Tom Cotton comes up with novel way to hail whiteness, gets harsh smackdown. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Climate change could affect Lake Superior's future. Man believes energy company to blame for flooding. New details on cancellation of vaccination event. FMR mayor found not guilty of disorderly conduct. Inside factory making syringes for COVID vaccine. Man shot in the face during armed robbery. 2 girls voted king, queen on prom court. Neighbors say woman put poison-laced hot dogs on lawn for dogs to eat. Family farm shares love of fluffy cows. Steelers cornerback Justin Lane arrested. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, The New York Times. Myanmar coup leader arrives in Indonesia for ASEAN summit. Debris from Indonesian submarine is found, ending hopes of rescue. India is undercounting its COVID-19 deaths. There is a lot of fungus among us. Mackenzie Scott gave away billions, the scam artists followed. Texas Republicans targeting voting access find their bullseye, cities. Voting rights standoff stalls Trump-inspired ethics measures. Frigid waters, a fleeting balm for a mother's unspeakable grief. Cuomo's approval rating has fallen, he could still win re-election. Thousands expected at DMX's memorial service in Brooklyn. The following headlines are from the sixth most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Louisiana Democrats' victory in Saturday's congressional election a done deal. Victor Davis Hanson, a nation's well-being hinges on only a few factors, is U.S. teetering on the edge of ruin? Caitlyn Jenner is just the latest California celeb who has sought to ride fame into political office. Portland police declare riot Friday night after mayor's state of emergency extension. SpaceX astronauts dock at International Space Station, day after launch from Florida. Indonesia submarine declared sunk, no hope of survivors. North Carolina protest over Andrew Brown shooting death declared unlawful assembly, report. Undercover cop recalls how she got an Ohio man to reveal his wife's murder in doc, there's evil everywhere. Christy Brinkley talks turning 67, whether she'll pose for Sports Illustrated swimsuit again. New Orleans shooting on Bourbon Street leaves at least 5 wounded, report. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Saturday, April 24th. The next headlines are from the 7th most popular news website, with 63 million estimated monthly unique visitors, CBS News. Gold rush returning to CA, company works to reopen mine untouched since 1956, but protesters oppose. She's devastated, mother horse visibly depressed after 4-day-old colt stolen. Stimulus check latest, will you receive a plus-out payment? Turn signal app aimed to help everyone get home safely after traffic stops. It could be a different place, how climate change could affect Lake Superior's future. Gisele Bündchen joining DraftKings as special advisor. Selfless Colorado woman donates both a kidney and part of her liver to strangers. First major U.S. offshore wind farm set to be built off Martha's Vineyard. The next headlines are from the 8th most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. Florentino Perez speaks out again, insisting no club can leave the European Super League. Boris Johnson is a vacuum of integrity, former Attorney General Dominic Grieve condemns PM. Duchess of Cambridge should be the next queen, says her uncle Gary Goldsmith. BBC will mark Prince William and Kate Middleton's 10th wedding anniversary with special documentary. The Queen replaces social media profile photo with Prince Philip for image of the monarch alone. Brian Viner, Godzilla's gobbled up all the fun in Tinseltown. India's devastating second wave won't peak until May. Oprah was surprised Meghan and Harry were so open and went all the way there in interview. Trini Woodall, I'm losing my hair but I refuse to despair. Booster jabs to battle new coronavirus strains will be ready by September, Oxford expert says. The following headlines are from the 9th most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is the Washington Post World News Feed. Biden wants to restore U.S. role in fight against climate change. Here's how the U.S. shaped past efforts. Biden ushers in a new era of climate geopolitics. Exasperated Canadians watch Americans getting vaccinated faster. Hunger strikes like Navalny's are a Russian tradition aiding to the Tsar's prisons. Who is Alexei Navalny, the Kremlin critic who has fallen ill in a Russian penal colony? Navalny signals end to prison hunger strike after getting access to civilian doctors. Russian troops massed near Ukrainian border begin pullback. Oscar Song Contest, the story of Husavik. Fire kills patients in second India hospital disaster this week, as coronavirus cases surge to record level. Biden's climate summit shows rivalry with U.S. complicates China's green push. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. Coronavirus live news, India sets new world record for daily cases, restrictions on outdoor mixing east in Wales. Biden's big climate pledge, can it succeed, and what noticeable changes could it bring? The Chauvin verdict is a step in the right direction, but there is much work to do. Rev Al Sharpton. Is 2021 the year to venture back to America's national parks? Ivy League colleges urged to apologize for using bones of black children in teaching. Prosecuting individual police officers won't deliver racial justice. Adam Elliott Cooper. Portland police killed a homeless man, now the city faces tough questions. Michael Stipe, the male idea of power is so dumb. Hiring is rebounding in the U.S., but the secession persists. The strange, amazing stories behind 6 everyday plants. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Millions under threat for tornadoes, severe weather this weekend. Out of the cave, French isolation study ends after 40 days. Alabama Governor Ivey signs ban on transgender athletes. Russian opposition leader Navalny ends hunger strike. Johnson & Johnson vaccine pause may have had important benefit. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. India COVID surge, hospitals send SOS as record deaths registered. Myanmar, military chief makes first foreign trip since coup. COVID-19, Israel records no daily deaths for the first time in 10 months. Indonesia submarine search feared to have failed as oxygen runs out. U.S. lifts pause on Johnson & Johnson vaccine. Palestinian election, leaders face reckoning as rare vote looms. Mental health, trauma, genocide and my invisible illness. Week in Pictures, April 17 to 23, 2021. India COVID crisis, did election rallies help spread virus? Telegram misogyny, they wanted to tie me and my child to a horse. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. North Carolina police promised transparency in Andrew Brown Jr. shooting, but no bodycam video yet. Today in history for April 24th. Jenner bids for California government recall challenge. New doc explores just how revolutionary Sesame Street was. U.S. resumes J&J vaccinations despite rare clot risk. In California, Caitlyn Jenner announces bid for California governor. Ghislaine Maxwell pleads not guilty at hearing. God knows what happened, North Carolina deputy fatally shoots black man, but police release few details. U.S. lifts 11-day pause on J&J vaccine, Indian hospitals plead for oxygen, 570k U.S. deaths, live COVID-19 updates. USS Eisenhower to help guard Afghanistan pull out. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. Men shot by one or multiple deputies in Florence Firestone area. U.S. court upholds COVID-19 delays in criminal trials, citing 500,000 lives lost. 2 people found dead in Yosemite West murder-suicide, officials say. L.A. County prepping to resume administering Johnson & Johnson vaccine. LA School Board names Megan Riley, head of business services, as interim superintendent. LA City to fight judge's order demanding action on Skid Row. Newsom bans new California fracking permit starting in 2024. Son of LA multimillionaire admits to fatal high-speed Lamborghini crash, awaits sentencing. Westminster man charged with injuring police officer during January 6 Capitol riot. COVID canceled their football season, so a rural California school did homecoming their way. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Saturday, April 24, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More, from other news sources, is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. Nepal becomes first country in Asia Pacific to vaccinate refugees against COVID-19. As bodies pile up, India's leaders face rising public anger over second COVID-19 wave. Interpreters who helped Australian forces in Afghanistan plead for visas to escape extreme threats. Japan to host first joint war games with US, France. Biden told Erdogan he plans to call 1915, massacres of Armenians genocide sources. Biden will push allies to act on China forced labor at G7. U.S. denies India's request to lift an export ban on raw materials needed to make COVID-19 vaccines. Bad software sent postal workers to jail, because no one wanted to admit it could be wrong. Brazil cuts environment spending one day after U.S. climate summit pledge. First aerial color image of Mars. France will never give in to Islamist terrorism, says Macron after policewoman's killing. Mexico's drought reaches critical levels as lakes dry up. People across India scrambled for life-saving oxygen supplies on Friday and patients lay dying outside hospitals as the capital recorded the equivalent of one death from COVID-19 every 5 minutes. Pentagon blames Russia for mystery illness affecting U.S. troops. Jury acquits Extinction Rebellion protesters despite no defense in law. The next headlines are from Forbes. 4 interconnected transformations: web, weather, world and women. UFC 261, how to watch our live stream early prelims. China's central bank, known as the Central Mother, calls for relaxing restrictions on family size. UFC 261, how to watch our live stream Usman vs Masvidal. UFC 261 The Fight Video, watch Jorge Masvidal knock out Donald Cerrone. Building a bridge to accelerate the transition to sustainable aviation. WWE SmackDown results, winners, news and notes on April 23, 2021. Mortal Kombat is a surprisingly great video game movie. Governor Newsom orders end to new fracking permits in California in 2024. As civil case against Alex Rodriguez moves closer to trial, former slugger is set to be deposed on video. The next headlines are from Nature.com. How historic funding boom might transform the U.S. National Science Foundation. What's next for physics standard model? Muon results throw theories into confusion. 1 million coronavirus sequences, popular genome site hits mega milestone. Sell yourself and your science in a compelling personal statement. Daily briefing, malaria vaccine shows early signs of promise. How philosophy is making me a better scientist. Technology transfer, career boosting computing skills for girls in Argentina. Minority representation in U.S. science workforce sees few gains. Coronapod, kids and COVID vaccines. A century of U.S. data documents obesity's racially skewed rise. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,700,705,811 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Tiny Tim, King for a Day Review, an enticing documentary about the ultimate freak superstar. Star Trek, Discovery shuts down Toronto production due to COVID contact. Apple TV Plus to explore peak year for rock and R&B in 1971, the year that music changed everything docuseries. I'm Going to Break Your Heart Review, music duo unfurl their musical differences, and marital ones too. Alec Baldwin Kelsey Grammer comedy passed on by ABC. Michael Chabon apologizes for staying silent on Scott Rudin's abuse. Stowaway VFX cinematographer Jen-Ike Mickelson breaks down the tense spacewalk scene. Toasting the Oscars, what top-shelf spirits will the stars be drinking on Hollywood's big night? How Robin Thede produced a Black Lady sketch show mid-pandemic. Chuck Fries, prolific TV and film producer, dies at 92. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. National Spelling Bee adds new rules to help winners sing the competition. Shock G, leader of hip-hop's Digital Underground, dies at 57. California governor moves to ban fracking by 2024. 7 NC sheriff's deputies on leave after fatal shooting of black man. John Kerry says climate change is an existential crisis. Coronavirus frequently asked questions, what does it mean if my ears ring or toes hurt after a vaccine? In Iran, Clubhouse means unfiltered chats, even with top officials, but for how long? Remains of black children killed in move bombing cannot be located. Bumble blunder, man allegedly boasts about Capitol riot on dating app, is arrested. Black Rob, former Bad Boy Records rapper, dies at 52. The following headlines are from The Week. CDC panel recommends lifting Johnson & Johnson vaccine pause, advises added label. The Daily Gossip, Megan Thee Stallion is recharging for another hot girl summer, Caitlyn Jenner is officially running for governor, and more. Megan Thee Stallion is recharging ahead of Hot Girl Summer Part 2. Is Vanessa Carlton's 8,000 Miles about Adam Driver? Russell Crowe declares I shall be Zeus in Thor, Love and Thunder. The Week contest, Eat Roadkill. 20 years of pop culture, in 20 striking photos. Joy Beer says she misgendered Caitlyn Jenner on The View because she didn't get enough sleep. A black progressive could win in Kentucky, if the Democratic Party gets out of the way. GOP Senator Ron Johnson criticized for dangerous comments calling COVID-19 vaccine push suspicious. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. A leggy this week, Texas House passes budget, Republicans again reject Medicaid expansion. My cousin dies, like a deer, on the side of the road. The next headlines are from Universe Today. A recent mega flare shows that Proxima Centauri is not a nice place to live. Perseverance successfully extracts oxygen from the Martian atmosphere, about 10 minutes of breathing time for an astronaut. These are the news headlines for today, Saturday, April 24th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. Record-breaking flare from nearby Proxima Centauri. Liftoff, 4 astronauts and crew 2 mission blast off to International Space Station. The next news is from Politico. Biden's first 100 days. The redistricting cycle is about to begin. The U.S. is back on climate. Now what? Rep. Dan Crenshaw hopeful and confident of recovery following emergency eye surgery. Why California's 2021 recall isn't the same as the 2003 version. U.S. military sends reinforcements ahead of Afghanistan drawdown. Why Capitol Police offer tours to Oath Keeper lawyers. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter execs to testify at Senate hearing on algorithms. FDA ends Johnson & Johnson vaccine pause. Biden to make first overseas trip in June for G7, NATO summits. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. AFL teams and expert tips for round 6. AFL 2021 live updates. Tigers get jump on unbeaten D's, free of face Kangas in empty stadium, Lions too good for Blues, Cats annihilate Eagles, Suns smash Swans. Mark McGowan at end of his tether in quarantine stoush with federal government. Inside working class Wollongaba's push to host the Olympics. Target Tasmania rally hit by 3 fatalities in 2 days. Bulldogs break their duck as 18th man creates NRL history. McKay boots 6 but Blues suffer another dark day. Unfair to say state is not moving fast on DV reforms, doth. Magpies turn to young and old on Anzac Day. Cabaret tells how loved Melbourne school was saved from Kennett closures. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. Homeowners' new safety net leaves many at risk. How to get in line for homeowner assistance funds. The moneyest, my husband and I bought a $387K building with my parents. We sold it for nearly $1 million. We took care of it. Do we still split it 50-50? The number 1, World Book Day, women authors dominate Amazon's best-selling books of all time list. Companies that make things used to make things have seen earnings boosted by big jumps in prices. Is that a bad thing? The margin, Johnson & Johnson vaccine pause, what to know if you got or schedule the shot. Cryptus, Bitcoin suffers biggest weekly loss since March 2020. Fa Center, Bernie Madoff's scam was hard to spot but this red flag was, and still is, a clue. CDC committee votes to lift pause on Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine. Newswatch, capital gains tax hike, why the stock market bounced back so fast. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. Covidine urges First Circ to reconsider ex-exec's patent win, Law 360. Artificial Intelligence and Automated Systems legal update, 1Q21, Gibson done. What High Court is considering in a sign or estoppel case, Law 360. A proclamation on World Intellectual Property Day, 2021, the White House. U.S. FDA authorizes breakthrough device for stroke patients, MedTech Insight. MedPharm granted patent for unique powdered cannabinoid and terpene extract, Greenway Magazine, Greenway. Obviousness is not so obvious, how to make sure your patent will hold up in court. Oh, the toy book. With a global portfolio of more than 40,000 titles, Group SEP makes industrial patent registration a priority, Business Wire. Ottawa move to ensure IP funded and developed in Canada stays in Canada, Financial Post. How billionaire inventor Dr. Gary Michelson negotiates licensing deals, Forbes. The next headlines are from Quartz. Netflix is retelling the lost tale of Japan's first African samurai. Weekend edition, George Floyd's legacy, India's COVID catastrophe, Makekla again. Why is it so hard to get oxygen cylinders in India? The nations with the most ambitious climate commitments, ranked. The next phase of the climate battle is staked out. Get ready for the weirdest Oscars ever. Why millions of workers are planning to switch jobs after the pandemic. Simone Biles and Gap's Athleta brand will both benefit from her split with Nike. These are the colorful and confusing COVID-19 alerts used around the world. A $4,400 electric car is outselling Tesla in China. The following headlines are from TechDirt. College students sue Proctorio over DMCA's on fair use critique tweets of software. Content moderation case study, Google refuses to honor questionable requests for removal of defamatory content, 2019. Irony alert, US could block personal data transfers to Ireland, European home of digital giants, because GDPR is not being enforced properly. Judge lets false advertising case against Apple over buying music you didn't buy move forward. The other George Floyd story, how media freedom led to conviction in his killer's trial. Daily Deal, the complete 2021 Learn Linux bundle. Not this again, Facebook threatens to sue guy who registered "Don't use Instagram.com." The Trump-hyped Foxconn Wisconsin deal finally falls completely apart. Thanks copyright culture, webcomic 8-bit theater releases book with no pictures out of fear. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Jacob deGrom. Sound of Metal. Tiger Woods. Athleta. Condoleezza Rice. Nomadland. Arsenal. Orlando Brown. Zac Efron. Missing submarine. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. Top miner Alrosa to sell Russia's largest cut diamond as demand for gems back on sparkling form. More meddling claims as German media say Kremlin pressed Abramovich to pull Chelsea out of doomed Super League. Global consumer squirreled away over $5 trillion in savings during COVID pandemic, Moody's. Fever pitch predictions of war fall short, as Russia withdraws troops from Ukrainian border, but will the move help calm tensions? 122 foreigners banned by Russian officials from entering country for 40 years after attending unauthorized protests in capital. Democracy is not Coca-Cola, Beijing says US shouldn't assume that representative government tastes the same all over the world. Russia unveils memorial plaques to Kim Jong-un and Father Kim Jong-il in commemoration of North Korean leaders' visits to country. Collective West is living in fantasy land, Russian Foreign Ministry spokeswoman tells RT amid new wave of anti-Moscow hysteria. Supply deficit sends palladium price to historic high. New malaria vaccine shows 77% efficacy in trial, becoming first to surpass WHO target. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. The reasons why leftists will never successfully disarm Americans. Robo-dog spotted at SpaceX's Texas launch facility. The state corporate convergence in our state of emergency. Crypto investors are spending millions buying NFTs on virtual real estate. The United States of two Americas. Ever Given crew could be stranded for years amid court battle. DARPA's aerial dragnet hunts drones with drones. LA judge orders city, county to offer all Skid Row homeless shelter by fall. 14 months later, a pathway forward. That's how crazy the market is, a virtually unheard of trade spotted in lumber. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. Afghanistan, at least 14 civilians killed across 3 provinces. Avalanche in India's Himalayan state of Uttarakhand kills 8. India's COVID crisis, navigating bad stats and government spin. ASEAN leaders start talks with Myanmar military coup leader. 53 sailors presumed dead after sunken Indonesia submarine found. Families of Indonesian sailors hopeful as sub's oxygen runs out. India's COVID woes worsen amid continued oxygen shortage. People in Kenya say lives at risk as HIV drugs run short. Food pantries for hungry Filipinos get tagged as communist. Sri Lanka arrests Muslim leader over 2019 Easter Sunday attacks. The next headlines are from Breitbart. Carry on climate refugee protection. If there is no ability to live somewhere, you're very much a refugee. WAPO's Rubin, Republicans don't want good things to happen even for their own people. AOC unlikely to attend Biden address due to very strict COVID provisions. Arizona School Board plans superintendent retirement party, cancel student prom citing pandemic. Report, migrant minors to receive Kamala Harris's children's book in welcome kits. Gavin Newsom to phase out fracking in 2024, end oil extraction in California by 2045. Conservative group targets Kamala Harris with wrong border newspaper ad. Dem senator from Biden's home state credits Trump with taking aggressive steps to confront China. Oregon HS track coach calls for end to mask rule after athlete collapses. CBC chair Beatty, can't say the person Bryant was trying to stab would have died, appalling that police always shoot center mass. The next headlines are from UPI News. Belated birthday gift from brother earns woman a $500,000 lottery prize. Look, Florida police capture loose lemur, another still on the run. Iowa's oldest female muskie caught after dodging nearly 2,000 Mets. Watch, Florida cyclist's path blocked by alligators. Watch, bank employees climb into dumpster to search for wedding ring. Watch, bear rips hole in Connecticut family's garage door. Watch, family's camera found 7 years after falling into Florida Bay. Watch, dog joins Utah track meet relay race, wins. The next headlines are from Odd, Strange and Bizarre Things. 5 scary facts about cyber attacks. Consumers can benefit from new CBD line launched by Medterra. CareSoul review, great knee care is closer than you think. The rise of digital journalism. Fun plant facts for this spring season. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. Orphaned polar bear that loved to hug Arctic workers gets new life. Wisdom and loneliness may be shaped by healthy gut microbes, researchers believe. Drinking this juice could help promote healthy aging, scientists find. Check out this interactive map showing all the conservation land near you in the U.S. To replace lithium batteries for grid storage, Gravitricity uses gravity. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Saturday, April 24th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. Woman charged with felony for not returning VHS tape more than 20 years ago. 4 sentenced for advanced fee scheme that promised to turn dirt into gold. Very late pizza delivery driver leaves pizza on car hood. Dog scratched about getting pizza. Video in article. 2 trespass at closed Denny's to make eggs at 2 a.m. Teacher who got drunk and took students to a strip club on a school trip is banned for 3 years. A clever experiment involving cat buttholes and lipstick. Woman charged more than $800 for rattlesnake removal says she was scammed. Reps to investigate export of over 7,000 refrigerated penis to China. Minnesota's Mohawk King aims to clinch second Guinness record for tallest hair. American honey is radioactive from decades of nuclear bomb testing. The following headlines are from Science Daily. A breakthrough astrophysics code rapidly models stellar collisions. Body's natural painkillers can be enhanced. High school juniors' consumer seismometer delivers low-cost earthquake early warning. Fiber optic cable monitors microseismicity in Antarctica. Deep Shake uses machine learning to rapidly estimate earthquake shaking intensity. Force transmission between cells orchestrates collective cellular motion. Ankle exoskeleton enables faster walking. Recreating the earliest stages of life. Fossils of giant cloud rats discovered in Philippine caves. Radar satellites can better protect against bushfires and floods. The next headlines are from Information Week. Asante CIO discusses transforming with cloud and telehealth. 3 key tax incentives for IT consultants. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Saturday, April 24th from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from NASA News. NASA SpaceX Crew 2 astronauts headed to International Space Station. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Historian D. Michael Quinn, who was booted from the LDS Church as part of the September 6 but remained a believer, dies at 77. Former Salt Lake County GOP boss Scott Miller recants his apology, says he's being Kavanaugh'd. A student at a Utah high school threatened to carry out a rape day against girls. Utah nurse who received double lung transplant is home. Women may soon be the majority on the Utah Alcohol Commission. Tabernacle Choir won't perform traditional Pioneer Day concerts. Utah woman dies after car crash on I-215 with wrong-way driver, who said he planned his actions. With the playoffs approaching, the Utah Jazz are seeing some signs of Bojan Bogdanović finding his way. Vapor State football has experienced many firsts this season. Will reaching the FCS championship game be another one? Oscar nominee Minari spotlights Korean American faith and the role of the church. The next headlines are from Slashdot, Tech News for Nerds. Someone called the cops on their own smart vacuum. Pentagon investigated suspected Russian-directed energy attacks on U.S. troops. The most effective malaria vaccine yet discovered. Not even student work, MyPillow CEO's social media site botches rollout. Dish to use Oz for 5G network. Honda to stop selling combustion engines globally by 2040. One step closer to getting 10 gigabit at home. CDC panel recommends using J&J COVID-19 vaccine without restrictions, saying benefits outweigh risks. Post office workers convicted of theft due to faulty software have names cleared. European MPs targeted by deepfake video calls imitating Russian opposition. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Concerns about carjackings at Midtown apartment complex increase, security improvements promised. New nationwide suicide hotline means changes for some phone owners. Cardinals to continue limited capacity seating for May games while COVID restrictions remain. Tour alert, Luke Bryan coming to St. Louis during 2021 Proud to be right here tour. U.S. lifts pause, allowing Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccinations to resume. Schnucks recalls various bakery items due to packaging concerns. Citizens call to defund St. Louis Police Department during public hearing with Mayor Tishora Jones. Missouri House votes to ban trans athletes from girls' teams. COVID-19 concerns raised at St. Louis death penalty trial. Police, St. Louis Circuit Attorney refuses charges in 2019 murder. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. Local providers ready to distribute Johnson & Johnson vaccine to those who want it. Man says tackling gas lamp shooting suspect was right thing to do until police arrived. Tiger Woods shares photo of him on crutches as recovery continues. Watch, new video shows mom and 2 kids lowered from top of 30-foot boulder barrier. Police say gunman used ghost gun in downtown shootings. Migrants from Tijuana campsite gather at border, plead for Biden to have mercy and let them in. Derek Chauvin sentencing set for June and death of George Floyd. Man killed in gas lamp shooting was Ace parking employee, company says. Tough as nails, retired teacher among gas lamp shooting victims, son says. San Diego students offered chance at summer learning in person. The next headlines are from spooknews.com. UK spy chief says warns West faces moment of reckoning over tech. Defend forward amid a new era of cyber espionage opinion. The Czech spy row with Russia reveals a battle for political the soul of a nation. Undercover officer punched activist over spy claim, inquiry told. UK cyber spy chief says, quantum computing is closer but beware the risk. Only the sharpest minds succeed, UK spy agency asks Brits to crack secret code. China rejects UK spy chief's charge of calling it threat to cyber freedom. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. U.S. Navy showcases new type of unmanned surface vessel. U.S. Navy demonstrates unmanned anti-submarine warfare capability. U.S. Army bolsters its air defense capabilities with newest time-shorted system. South Korea, Thailand reach agreement on additional T-50th trainer jets. U.S. Navy's new aircraft carrier validate capability to defend itself and its crew. Javelins fly during military exercise in Georgia. The next headlines are from SupChina, top news about China. British Parliament is the latest to declare China committing genocide in Xinjiang. The future of advertising is here, and it's a giant QR code formed by drones flying over Shanghai. Suruateo's experimental indie films about artists and dissidents. Shanghai's upscale Vittorio brings back outdated ladies' menu. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Saturday, April 24, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Oakland A's to privately finance new ballpark at Howard Terminal. For fun things, here's what's happening in the Bay Area. Homeless Services audit finds Oakland is not prepared to deal with crisis. Steph Curry, Warriors welcome back fans and beat Nuggets. Unused vaccines, Bay Area officials push to fill appointments. Female astronaut raised in Bay Area pilot SpaceX crew to space station. 7 deputies on leave after fatal shooting of black man. Dispatch audio reveals new details in arrest of Vacaville teen with autism. Redwood City home invasion leaves family shaken up. Vickle honors Oakland father, daughter killed after house set on fire by suspected arsonist. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. A's run winning streak to 12, beating Orioles 3-1. Residents on balconies helped to safety amid Schaumburg condo fire, no injuries. Republican opposition to bathroom buildup transphobic. Finally, getting vaccine supplies not an issue in some counties. Suburban legislators present votes temporarily halt gun legislation in Illinois House. Renovated Prospect Heights Library reopening June 5. U.S. to resume J&J COVID vaccinations despite rare clot risk. Bike sharing program debuts in Grays Lake. Team effort feeds the hungry in Mundelein. Man charged with attacking Schaumburg woman, held without bail. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. Seattle blood donors needed, Bloodworks Northwest declares code red due to supply shortage. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone Jobo 21, population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Green alert for tropical cyclones Yuragi 21. Population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour. Wind speeds or higher is 0. Green earthquake alert, magnitude 6.5 m, depth 301 km, in Tonga April 24, 2021, 023 UTC, no people within 100 kilometers. Drought is ongoing in Bolivia, Brazil. Drought is ongoing in Angola, Congo, DRC. Drought is ongoing in Afghanistan, China, Iran, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Pakistan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan. Drought is ongoing in China, India, Nepal. Drought is ongoing in Iraq, Jordan, Syria, Turkey. Drought is ongoing in Madagascar. Drought is ongoing in Mexico. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Saturday, April 24th in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Storms have cleared, leaving us with patchy fog and a wonderful weekend on the way. Oscars red carpet economy suffers brutal hit due to COVID pandemic. Massive tree nearly lands on home of Panorama Village mayor. Officer involved shooting reported in Rosenberg, authorities say. Texas ECWU search looking for mom of 3 last seen in Southwest Houston on April 17. Fast, 5G smartphones that won't break the bank. George Floyd's brother returns to Houston after Chauvin's guilty verdict. 2 friends with men killed when crane hits truck on I-10 near Beaumont. Man killed when vehicle falls on him at Spring Auto Shop, deputies say. Recycling and reducing recidivism, San Francisco Furniture Company believes in second chances. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. Indonesia Navy finds items from lost sub, indicating it sank. Albania's president lambasts U.S. ambassador on TV talk show. Indonesia Navy, items found from lost sub, indicting it sunk. Old SpaceX capsule delivers new crew to space station. HIV drugs run short in Kenya as people say lives at risk. Hoiple, coaches spent spring speeding up Tennessee Vols. India virus patients suffocate from low oxygen amid surge. U.S. plane joins hunt for Indonesian sub after air runs out. MSU's competition between Russo, Thorne just getting started. As Europe reopens, intensive care unit teams stick with the sick and dying. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. Extra extra, trees are the new ultra-wealthy status symbol. New York City is reviving curbside composting, critics say it's a step back. New York's hottest vaccination site is now the American Museum of Natural History. How mayoral candidates will help small businesses hit hard by the pandemic. Coronavirus statistics, tracking the epidemic in New York. Goodbye appointments, all New York City-run COVID vaccine sites now accept walk-ins for everyone. Early edition, Disney wheels woke scalpel to grown man's dreams. NYC rents keep falling, how long will it last? Facing avalanche of eviction cases, NJ panel recommends fixes to landlord-tenant court. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. Seeing health opportunities in post-pandemic Papua New Guinea, a UN resident coordinator blog. UN chief stresses clear and urgent need for concrete multilateral solutions. ECOSOC chief calls for financial support for small island developing states. Youth demand action on nature, following IUCN's first ever Global Youth Summit. Act now to speed up funding for COVID-19 tools, UN officials say. 90% of countries' health services continue to be disrupted by the COVID-19 pandemic, WHO. Pathogens, public health, and political will, why sustained leadership is critical. Libya shipwreck claims 130 lives despite SOS calls, says UN Migration Agency. UN-led aid convoy brings 23 tons of humanitarian goods across contact line in East Ukraine. World Book and Copyright Day celebrates fundamental importance of literature. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. Bones of black children killed in police bombing used in Ivy League anthropology course. Texas ended lockdowns and mask mandates. Now lockdown states are where COVID is growing most. 9/11 cover-up director appointed to chair COVID cover-up group, New World next week. New gun control bill expected to pass requires background checks to purchase ammo. I did not want to go through rioting and destruction again. Chauvin juror feared people coming to my house if they were not happy with the verdict. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. Was Dakota Territory split into 2 states to get more Republican senators? Did an ad reveal the car Meghan Markle drives? Dodgers have chance for baseball greatness. Was Biden the only mask wearer at virtual climate summit? Do you have to wait to donate blood after getting a COVID-19 vaccine? Explainer, can Derek Chauvin get his convictions tossed on appeal? Was Josh Hawley the only senator to vote against COVID-19 hate crimes bill? U.S. Health Panel urges restarting J&J COVID-19 vaccinations. Court record, Chauvin to be sentenced June 16 in Floyd death. Did radio signals from Lucille Ball's fillings help capture Japanese spies? The next headlines are from factcheck.org. Post mislead on words of alternate juror in Chauvin trial. Vaccines benefit those who have had COVID-19, contrary to viral posts. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. When Mortal Kombat made America lose its mind. Laid-off workers aim to shame Hollywood hangout on Oscars weekend. You now have 0 excuses for not watching the Oscar nominees. Forget Zoom, the real red carpet returns for the Oscars. The religious zeal behind Europe's Tibet curiosity. 2 murders that ignited passage of the Voting Rights Act. After Chauvin verdict, stop emotionally dumping on your black friends. How to sell your shit-talking memoir of working for Trump and the GOP. Andrew Yang has a serious woman problem. Inside the warped world of COVID vaccine death hunters. The next headlines are from the New York Post. J.A. Happ loses no-hitter in 8th for Twins in win versus Pirates. Knicks Derrick Rose thinks Tom Thibodeau has improved as a coach. Trump to Hannity, Big Tech should face antitrust scrutiny. Steven Matz improved to 4-0 as Blue Jays clip rival Rays. Rangers David Quinn relieved by fewer defenseman penalties. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. SpaceX's used Crew Dragon carries another set of astronauts to orbit. The sky this week, it's a pink supermoon. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. Carbon capture and dimming the sun pose dilemmas for climate. SpaceX Crew Dragon, 4 astronauts lift off to space station. CDC and FDA leaning toward resuming J&J vaccine, sources say. Mars helicopter completes second test flight. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. Investigators suspect ex-NFL player who killed 6 people in South Carolina shooting may have been following obscure new religion. 7 cops on leave after killing of Andrew Brown Jr. in North Carolina. Rabid bat bites one child and may have come into contact with others. Killer cop Derek Chauvin to be sentenced on June 16. Lindsay Lohan's dad, Michael, arrested in Florida rehab kickback scheme. The Ohio State and the Marc Jacobs end their dispute. COVID reaches new high as Mount Everest climber tests positive. Mayoral candidate Ray McGuire proposes ambitious public arts plan to assist New York City's recovery. Amish teen found dead after 10-month search was strangled, suffocated. Caitlyn Jenner files to run for governor in California. The following headlines are from military.com. Court rejects vet's appeal of capital murder conviction in Auburn student's death. Bombers deploy, carrier extends to cover U.S. troops withdrawal from Afghanistan. Central Intelligence Agency head said to have made unannounced trip to Afghanistan. Navy recon plane to join frantic search for missing Indonesian sub. B-1 bomber fleet grounded indefinitely over fuel system problem. California Guard members feared fighter jet would be ordered to frighten protesters. Gold Star spouses who remarry face losing survivor benefits. This bill would change that. Video shows black soldiers harassed at Virginia restaurant. Elvis statue coming to Germantown where the king lived as a soldier. Monument honoring U.S. soldiers lost in 1962 plane crash to be unveiled in Maine. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. Morgan Park neighbors fear homeowner is placing hot dogs laced with poison on front lawn following dog dispute. Illinois gives providers go-ahead to resume use of Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine after feds lift 11-day pause. Chicago Doctors Group says physicians should become a key provider of Johnson & Johnson vaccine. Coronavirus in Illinois updates, positivity rate down but hospitalizations continue rise that started more than 5 weeks ago as 3,369 new COVID-19 cases and 22 additional deaths reported. The Spin, Illinois legislature considers making Juneteenth a state holiday. A look at deadly Chicago fires U.S. lips pause on Johnson & Johnson vaccines. Illinois awaits final words from feds on restarting use of Johnson & Johnson coronavirus vaccine. Illinois House backs bill that would make Juneteenth an official state holiday after Senate passes its version. Illinois COVID-19 questions answered, Johnson & Johnson vaccine pause is lifted. What's next? Should pregnant women feel safe taking a COVID-19 vaccine? Illinois House backs replacement of brain-damaging lead service lines, but wants Biden and Congress to pay for the work. Fuego y fracaso. The following headlines are from FIS.org. California to ban new fracking from 2024. Astronauts aboard SpaceX capsule prepare for docking at International Space Station. Hatchery reviving Britain's near-extinct local oysters. U.S. and Iranian researchers collaborate on Lake Urmia restoration. Flexible diet may help leaf-eating lemurs resist deforestation. From corals to crops, how life protects the plants for its cellular power stations. New alloy can directly reduce the weight of heat removal systems by a third. Response options should be at the center of climate risk assessment and management. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Saturday, April 24th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. Japanese GP to remain at Suzuka through 2024. 3 driver deaths in 24 hours in Australian rally in Tasmania. The following headlines are from mercurynews.com. Horoscopes April 24, 2021, Kelly Clarkson, romance is encouraged. Word game, April 24, 2021. Bridge, April 24, 2021. Ask Amy. I sent her a letter ending our friendship, and I'm afraid I made a mistake. Harriet Cole. My friends are inviting me out, but I don't want them to see me. Miss Manners. I suspect I was too lenient with my bridesmaids. Dear Abby, my neighbor gives me the creeps, and I don't know what to do. In court, Ghislaine Maxwell pleads not guilty to new charges. Chocolate chip diplomacy. Biden courts Congress with gusto. Giants rally past Marlins behind Yastrzemski's home run, with latest gem. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Indonesian Navy says items found from missing submarine, indicating the vessel with 53 crew members. Out of the cave, French isolation study ending after 40 days. Infrastructure money could aid push to plug oil, gas wells. Senator John Hines remembered 30 years after tragic death. He rushes across city to deliver expiring vaccines. None called to serve even before birth. Going, not quite gone, how pandemic changed auctions. The next headlines are from The Intercept. Pharmaceutical industry dispatches army of lobbyists to block generic COVID-19 vaccines. The whistleblower trying to stop the next financial crisis. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Saturday, April 24th, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from Eureka Alert. Global experts define how to assess quality of care for patients with atrial fibrillation. Simple foot test detects heart rhythm disorder in patients with diabetes. Age-related muscle loss and walking abilities predict outcomes after lung cancer surgery. A lesson from Arctic sea ice prediction in 2020, accurate subseasonal to seasonal prediction remains a grand challenge. Synthetic gelatin-like material mimics lobster underbelly stretch and strength. Malaria vaccine becomes first to achieve WHO-specified 75% efficacy goal. Simulated identification of silent COVID-19 infections among children, estimated future infection rates with vaccination. From toxic ions to single-atom copper. Using spatial distance strategically with luxury and popular product displays. Army, asked to publish human autonomy communication tips. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. Weekend violence toll. One person fatally shot in Chicago Friday night. Sun-Times mock draft 3.0. Whom will Bears take on Thursday? Man faces charges in Lincoln Park carjacking. Forest Park man faces charges after assaulting woman in CTA Blue Line station. Missing high-risk woman last seen in Bronzeville. Horoscope for Saturday, April 24th, 2021. Man found fatally shot in Englewood, police. Garage burglaries reported in Westtown. Yasmani Grandal knows reason for 3 catchers' interference calls. Caleb Brown dazzles as St. Rita beats Notre Dame. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Saturday, April 24th, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. Emergency supplies are tax-free April 24th to 26th, so stock up soon to save some cash. Openings and closings, Space Cowboy Rocketin, BCK will close. Never mind the Rona, here are your 2021 Oscar picks. Houston's 5 best weekend food bets, the return of brunch and an epic Stop the Hate fundraiser. Tina, HBO tells the story of an icon, one last time. Harden and Busby continue public squabble over disclosure of accuser names. Reviews for the uneasily quarantined, boys from County Hale. The next headlines are about world records making news. Coronavirus, India's daily cases climb to new world record as hospitals overwhelmed, NBC News. Vietnamese volleyball player breaks world record, Vnexpress International. Israeli artist sets Guinness World Record for longest Megillah scroll, The Times of Israel. Ex-Wildcat Rob Gronkowski sets Guinness World Record at Arizona Stadium, Purdue exponent. Sect attempts world record, The Star Online. EU to strike world's largest vaccine deal with Pfizer, as it happened, The Guardian. Top elite ultra runners to compete at Jackpot Ultra 100-mile world record holder Zach Bitter makes jackpot debut and American 48-hour record holder Marisa Lisak returns, Nevada Business Magazine. Windermere and Kendall men break Guinness World Record on Loch Ness, Northwest Evening Mail. India posts world record coronavirus case count for second consecutive day, Democracy Now! Meet the police officer with the world record collection of bagpipes, the Lincolnite. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. Policy executives at Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter to testify at Senate hearing on algorithms. U.S. health regulators lift pause on Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine. Doom Patrol adds the Sisterhood of Dada and Dead Boy Detective Agency to Season 3. Here's how the ESPN Plus NBA Marvel game should go. Oh Sharon Carter, what will they do with you? This week's best toys are packing Baby Yoda heat. Marjorie Taylor Greene brags she read all 14 pages of the Green New Deal. A chatbot is mysteriously sending droves of people to listen to Grimes and Stevie Wonder. Those HBO Max numbers aren't what they seem. The Friday GIF party celebrates the Oscars, starting with Isaac. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Kayes in Mali at 114.8 degrees Fahrenheit or 46 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Amundsen in Scott's South Pole Station at 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. CDC, FDA lift pause of J&J vaccine after advisors vote in support of use, updated. Backdoored password manager stole data from as many as 29K enterprises. New 12.9-inch iPad Pro doesn't support the previous Magic Keyboard. AirTags orders began today, but supplies are already dwindling. Today, watch us play the opening of Sony's promising PS5 exclusive Returnal. COVID emergency shuts Japan Super Nintendo World 1 month after opening. Supreme Court kills FTC's strongest tool for getting refunds to scam victims. 4chan founder Chris Poole leaves Google. Minnesotans furious that they have to pay for Texas deep freeze problems. Apple sued for terminating account with $25,000 worth of apps and videos. The following headlines are from Raw Story. MSNBC's Tiffany Cross nails GOP as weird, creepy white guy party of abusers, rapists and Matt Gaetz. Republican slams GOP 2 Bill Maher for claiming to love America while trying to destroy it. Rachel Maddow does epic and hilarious remembrance of Trump's bleach anniversary. Oklahoma State Senator falsely implies VP Kamala Harris used sexual favors to get elected in official press release. Stop the Steal fan conducting audit of Arizona ballots with pens that can nullify ballots, report. You haven't seen anything yet, FBI agents tell former colleague more is coming for January 6 attackers. Nicole Wallace panel slams Ted Cruz for embracing white nationalism as a cute way to win. Biden speaks with Turkey before expected Armenian genocide recognition. German gymnasts compete at Euros in bodysuits, hail important signal. Trump campaign sent to collections after unpaid security bills, and other cities could follow. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. What the hell is going on at the Columbus Police Department? Researchers warn of devastating effects from changing currents. Can a post-MAGA Washington create SUNA policy for farm workers? CDC panel gives Johnson & Johnson vaccine the green light. Hey, have you seen this clip of Bill de Blasio talking to a compost bin? From our archives, a parody piece about downsizing. The power of the myths many white people believe about policing and America. Lawmakers love hate crime laws, but do they really protect anyone? The machine that eats up black farmland. This land is not your land. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. Mars exploration provides many research opportunities for UNM scientists, students, UNM newsroom. Scientists should never stop being students, Scientific American. The following items are today's top search results for the term neural plasticity. Timothy Leary's dead, but Mass General plans to study medicinal uses of one of the psychedelics he studied, Universal Hub. Shock therapy, understanding the benefits of ACT over the myths, the week. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Saturday, April 24th, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. UFO expert debunks Navy pyramid-shaped UFOs. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Saturday, April 24th, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. News i8 is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by News i8. All rights reserved.